Alright, so this background is going to be a little bit more in depth. I'm going to pull in a couple of the different techniques that we have used. So starting off just with some white and yellow, we're going to do the glow of the lamp post. So I am going to do a bit more yellow. So just going around in a circle. We're not blending it fully, we want some texture through it. Rinsing off the brush and then loading with some white and then some purple. Just going to come around the outside of that glow. Not over blended. And then I'm just going to still go in that circle, but I'm not crisscrossing, but more just pulling it onto the canvas. A little bit of white, a little bit of purple. I guess you'd call it dabbing the paint on. And I'm just going to darken it in the corner, so I'm going to add some black. And I'm bringing that black all the way down because we're going to go over that with green. I'm just going to have a smidgy over this side as well. And then wiping that off, and we're going to go bring in some purple over that. So you'll see how that darkens it right up. If you want, you can come back in with a little bit more white. Because I sort of went over my and then with the green, we're just going to get that on first. So just create a layer down the bottom. It's just to cover that canvas and get it ready, because we will do actual brush strokes. So we're just creating a base in the green. I do want it a little bit darker over here, so I'm just going to darken that up with a little bit more black. Alright, we're going to let that dry and then come back to do our garden and our lamppost. Alright, so with this one we are going to do a light post first for our lamp post. So we are getting a little bit of black and our smallest brush. Now again, if you need to, you can draw this out yourself first with pencil if you feel like you don't want to do it straight with your brush. And so we've got our glowing bit of our moon. Well, that is actually the glowing bit of the lamp, sorry. So that's going to be the glow of the lamp. So depending on what shape you want to do, whether you want to do a rounded lamp or a more of a squarer rectangular lamp. So we're just doing the shape first. I'm doing more like an old-fashioned lamp here. Oh, my brush is too wet. It's the only problem with running a paint. If your brush is too wet, it also runs out. So I normally don't do black until the last part of any painting, but this one we want our fence is going to go over our lamp post, so we want this in first. Alright, so we'll come back in and do the little glow after when it's dry. So your lamp post isn't quite straight. It's got a little bit of a, so it gets wider at the bottom. Mine is on a little bit of a lean, but that's okay. Alright, so while it is still wet, we're just going to grab a little bit of white and come down our lamp post, pull it through to give some texture on the lamp post. And I'm just going to put a little tiny bit up on the top of the lamp post. Right, rinsing your brush out and then taking some burnt umber, so the darker brown, we're going to put in some fence posts. So our fence posts are going to go straight down. This one is going right to the bottom, so this is our main fence post at the front. Actually, I think it might even will just go up a little bit higher. So here we're getting into a little bit of perspective too. So our lamp is going to look like it's behind the fence by the time we're finished. And we're just going to do one more fence post. So try and keep them about the same size. And this one is up just a little bit higher. And then our fence is going to be on an angle going up. I'm only going to do 2. So if you just gently draw it in first, and I'm not going to do them too thick. Some of it is going to get covered by the garden and the leaves, but we'll just get this on first. So do your best to get them roughly the same size. So this is just our first coat. Not very good perspective here. I've got a bit skinny up there, but that's okay. It's going to get covered up. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of black underneath for shadow. Probably too much. a little bit down the bottom. And then I'm going to load up with the brown again and some white, and we're just going to make it look more like wood. So just pull some of that white through. That's too much. And then we'll just go back and forth across the wood fence here. It's nearly like dry brushing, it's just dry going on. And you can over blend it just to make it look like wood. It's picked up a bit of the texture of the canvas too, that's okay. And you can put your black nails on. Alright, so we've got our fence. So now we're going to come in with some green to do the grass. So I'm going to load with yellow and green, and we're just going to start at under the lamp post and up the back. Actually, we'll start up the back. So just do, it's actually probably darker at the back, so we were just flicking up. And just in this bit, just give it a bit of texture. And then we're flicking it up so it looks like it's going up over our fence. So if you work your way down and flick up, then it looks like it's overlapping. This is probably one of the more detailed little paintings. Alright, and then, so I've got our grass. I'm going to come in, and this time we're going to load our brush with green. We might load it with a yellow, and then we'll alternate between white as well. And the leaves are going to be pointing down, so it's like a vine. So just come and layer them in. So I've got white, I've got some yellow and some green on there. Going over our fence, and then the one on this side isn't quite as high up. We're going to have them starting a bit lower, and we're going to have some nice purple flowers coming out. Just a bit light. Because we've done that black in the background, you can see the depth of it. Now before we do anything, I need to remember the little glow in there, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of yellow and pop it in there. And if you want, if your black is dry, you can just use your finger and spread that out. And I'm just doing a couple of little green and yellow leaves, and then I want you to just do some stems. And then this one is a bit like the one we did, I can't remember which day, but with the dragonfly. So loading with purple, and we're just going to stamp it on different directions. If you don't want to use purple, you can use pink. Actually not showing up that well. I might just swap to some pink as well. So some magenta. I was just trying to use the paint that we'd already used. And then you can just do some little flowers down the bottom. And I'm going to put some pink and white little dots in there that'll make it very simple. And then we can take our masking tape off. A bit after. Alright, so we have our lamppost in the garden. Hope you enjoyed that one, and we will see you in the next painting, which will be a little barnyard.